Yo, good day,
madness.
and welcome to another episode of the Detail Road FS Detail
Jody,
Bookie Podcast.
Bookie FS.
Dude, my head, it's just like
Yep.
cotton pollen and fog, and I'm like, oh man. Plus, I'm so excited to talk to the man, the myth, the legend, Paul Assuncao. Good morning to you. How are you?
Good morning. You're probably the only person in the detail industry that can say my name. So I appreciate you.
Assuncao.
Assuncao. I got it. Yeah, well, try saying mine. There's a lot of people that mess that up too.
Fuzzy.
Nope.
Fuzzy Wuzzy.
Wasn't
fuzzy.
I'm not very fuzzy anymore.
No, he isn't. So we are super excited. So Rod had a little fun this weekend, and I dropped in for a short little bit, but Rod was having some fun.
So we want Paulo on here because there's this product called PeelClear that is it's not a PPF because you don't lay it on, and it's not you paint it, but it is. Paulo was generous enough to get me a kit. I think I had the first kit in the U.S. And I went through the training. I wanted to watch all the videos and see how to do it. And then I did a test panel. But my test panel is the whole side of a 1955 Chevy. So that's what I did. And we got a series of videos. We're going to put them out there. We're going to show a little bit of them right here. But we wanted to talk about that product because I was really excited when I saw it, and Paulo was really good and sent me some stuff. So tell us about PeelClear.
Well, like you said, it's not PPF, it's not paint, it's something in between, right? Mm-hmm. It has all the characteristics of paint, like you probably saw it. It's sandable, it's polishable. Yeah. The gloss is second to none, but it protects you like PPF does. Two ways to spray it: the clear version, so that'll be similar to your clear PPF, and the color version. It can be color match basically to anything. We have our own dyes and our own pearls, basically unlimited colors. Yeah. If you find that one of one Ferrari, we can scan that color and recreate that color. Now it's one of two Ferrari.
Right. That's awesome. And I actually have some. I did not spray the pearl or the clear, the other one.
You were gonna put a stripe down your Jeep, but your wife said,
I was gonna put a stripe down the middle of my Jeep, but my wife said, don't do that. So anyway, I've got those. The pearl's really cool. And I was excited to get my hands on it. I went for a test panel. I think I went a little overboard, but like I said, it's the whole side of a 55 Chevy, and I don't like little tiny test panels because I mean anybody can do really good on that. You're like, oh, that looks great. You're like, okay, try that on the whole side of a car with the back of the taillight and everything. I did. It's very much like paint. The base, which is a water-based base coat. It's thick. It's like a really
was super thick.
It's like a thick K2 primer. And I followed all the recommendations of manufacturer, did all that stuff. I ended up, when I did my pre and post measurements, and you'll see in the videos, I left a little tape line at the top for two reasons. One is I wanted to show why you had to score that if you have a bridge. And then the other reason I did that is because I wanted to measure between them. I ended up having at the end of it, it's 6 mils. So when the second, third, and fourth coats, they said make them a wet coat, and they were wet.
They were really wet.
So it's really nice. The kit's fabulous. It comes with everything. Waterborne base. You don't have to know how to measure paint. You don't have to know how to do anything other than use a gun. And then the clear coat, the top coat, which is the clear. I went with the clear. It's absolutely just like a clear coat. You mix it 2 to 1. You can reduce it. I was about 70 degrees inside the shop. And
it was comfortable.
The booth gets a little warmer, but I had filtered air in and out. I've got just like virtually zero dust nibs on it. I did get one run on my clear, and that's because there was an area that goes underneath, and that's with the guy behind the gun.
Well, let's take a look at your
let's
shop.
take a look at
let's
some
jump
of
over.
I want to see it. I saw a couple pictures, but not the video.
Starting off, and
Yeah,
then we'll
this is-
jump
yeah.
into the paint booth.
You might be asking yourself, what in the heck is the software guy doing video on product? Well, I do a lot of work here in my shop. This is my place. I do some paint work, I do body work, all kinds of stuff. So our friends at PeelClear were gracious enough to send me a whole kit of PeelClear, which I'm not sure if you're not aware of what it is a base coat, top coat, peelable PPF, if you will. It's a little bit thicker than that, but it's a real good protectant, and then it peels off when you're done with it, which is fabulous. It has all the properties of a paint and a clear coat, but without all the prep work of sanding the car down. So we're going to be going through the whole process. I went through the training, several steps to the training. There's prep work, then there's the paint of the base coat, then there's the top coat, and then there's the cleanup and denibbing and things like that. So what I've got here is a quarter panel of a 1955 Chevy Bel Air. This is actually an art piece. I just hang these on the wall. I have a 55 Bel Air, and I just thought it was cool. This one is in pretty good shape. It has a little bit too much filler. That's why it was taken off the car. It's real rough. Don't know if you can hear that or not, but that's like sandpaper. So I stopped the process right here to do the video. We're going to do a traditional clay bar on this to clean it up a little bit, even though it's just a test panel. And then we're going to be taping it off, talk about what that is, and go through the whole process step by step so that you can understand what PeelClear is. And then I'm going to give it kind of an assessment of what I think about it, how it reacted, how easy it was to spray or not easy, and go through that whole process. So stay tuned. 55 Chevy with PeelClear.
So I love that. My favorite part's when Rod's like rubbing the paint.
So I'm not kidding you. I have a my shop. I have a 30 by 30 shop. Then there's a 15-foot barn behind it. In the front, there's a 20 by 30 cover that goes all the way to the ground. So it's an open air area. That panel has been sitting out in that open air area for 4.5 years. So it's not out in the weather, but it's outside. It's rough, man. It's rough.
It was rough. And the thing that in another video that Rod did, he actually went through the whole clay bar process, right?
Yeah.
So like he was entirely prepping the car for ceramic coating or PPF, the whole nine, he went through every one of those steps, right? And the thing that I liked, I got over there and I'm like, all right, how's he going to spray this thing? Because I think a lot of times as a detailer, you're like, oh, I need to do this. Well, this is a little bit more involved than just applying PPF. So this is a Rod setup.
Clear project. I put up a temporary paint booth. It's just a 10 by 10, covered it with sheeting. I like to have filtered air going in, and then on the inside I have filtered air that's going out. Mostly to protect the shop, but also it keeps all any kind of, particulates in the air from getting on the paint. This is ghetto, okay? So understand this is just a temporary thing. We're still painting this panel. We'll do the final wipe down and we'll go over some stuff. One of the things I want to go over is the stuff that comes in the PeelClear kit. This is the kit that they sent me. There's base coat. There's some reducer if you need that. There is the top coat, and then there's the activator. There's some surface primer, which is really important. And then I've got some dye, some black dye that we will not be spraying today, and then some pearl that we'll be doing a different day. Kind of cool to do some colorant on there. And then again, you've got your paint guns. Most important thing with the paint guns here is that you have something that is waterborne safe. And what the difference between a paint gun that is and is not is the internal components are stainless steel, so they can resist the water. So mixing ratios and all of that, you need to follow the instructions that came with the PeelClear. The base coat is just basically dump it in and go unless you need to reduce it. Pretty decent day today for this inside of the shop. As far as humidity, probably none. It's a heated shop, so we're going to be good. I let those fans run for several hours to clear out anything, and I'll zip that door up. The other thing is going to be respirator. You need to have full paint protection for yourself, PPE instead of PPF. So we're going to get to that in just a second. We'll spray that. 4 coats, and I will stop and do some short videos in between and tell you what I think. Thanks.
It's good. Yeah. So there you go.
You watched the videos. You did watch the video.
I did.
Oh, he did. He watched everything.
Dude, I'm certified. So the thing about it is again, I had no idea what it was going to be like. Where it differs from paint is there was not as much stuff in the air. Okay, if I painted in that booth, looks like zombie invasion quarantine. That's exactly what it is. That is exactly what it is. So, well, there's all kinds of stuff there.
Yeah, I got them all.
Robert. So what? Yeah, it's not 100% decon room, but what it is I didn't know how much was going to be in the air, and it doesn't put a lot of stuff in the air. You definitely need a respirator. At certain times, Jody was not wearing a respirator, and he had his shirt up over his nose. But the base coat, which I thought would be the most in the air, was actually the least. But I think it's because it's such a heavier compound.
Yes.
That when you're spraying it, it goes on. My test out came out a little more rough than I would have liked, and that's on me, not on the product. I probably would have went with a larger, it recommended a 1.4 tip. I probably would have went with a 1.6 because I got a little bit of texture in that part. There's a part that I don't show, but when I first sprayed it on there, I didn't like it at all. And so Jody cut the camera and I took alcohol and wiped it all off and started over because I didn't like it. And that's me. I've repainted cars multiple times because I didn't like the texture. So when I redid that, I did change it up a little bit. I for my paint gun, which I used a crappy paint gun, my good one, I blew an O-ring out on it the night before. So I used my backup paint gun. I did increase my airflow by just a couple
about 5.
Yeah.
5
so
points.
Instead of going with what they recommended, because I know my shop and I know everything, and my regulator's at the wall, not at the gun. Mm-hmm. I increased the airflow a little bit, and that came out better. For the clear coat, it's perfect. I always go about 2 PSI higher than the recommended in my shop because of the airflow. So right there, if you've never painted before, that was probably Greek to you. But the key to this is that main things is you got to protect yourself, right? I have a suit on when we get to that part. I wear a full suit. Respirator, gloves, everything. And like I said, I've got filtered air coming in to keep the dirt nibs off. I've got filtered air going out to protect the environment. So, and I always, take real good caution at that. Whenever I go out to paint, my family knows my dog's not allowed in the shop. My kids aren't allowed in the shop. And it's because of the protection for yourself. You got to take care of yourself.
100%. And that airflow you have, it's actually crucial for the waterborne paints.
Yeah,
it's really good that you have it. And that's why some guys with a mobile setup sometimes fail on this because the airflow is not enough, right? Some of these pop-up inflatable tents or booths don't have enough airflow for water base. So that's why we partner with Tom and these inflatable booths, because theirs is one of the few that actually have several steps of filtered airflow throughout the booth and not just a little exit point. So you need that airflow to go.
Yeah, when I paint a car in that shop, I have half the shop is a paint booth, and I actually have a frame, and I put in 3 full-size body shop filters, and I have forced air going in, and then I have forced air going out. Oh. And the key to what I do in there, and I've just found this works for me, is if you think about fans, right? They have like a low, medium, and high. The air going in I have on high, and the air going out I have on medium. I want to feed more air in than is going out. A lot of times people think, oh, I got to get more of the air out. But really, if you have like a downdraft booth or anything, it's more air coming in than going out. And again, this is just your individual shop and how you're working with it. And like you said, if you've got somebody that has those inflatable booths are fabulous for protecting you and the environment and the rest of your shop, but you've got to have the right airflow. I actually watched a guy turn on the external air, and he had more air going out than coming in, and just watched the sides start caving in. And so what I built anybody could do, and it would actually be decent for mobile guys, is the 10 by 10. And the reason I did 10 by 10 is because when you go buy thick plastic at your local Home Depot or whatever, it's 10 feet wide. And so I pull one roll over this way and then one roll over the other way. It's overlapped. I buy a zipper that goes in there that's plastic that closes it off. And it really does make it safer for everything. Now, on the PeelClear side of things, it was absolutely as advertised. And the reason I say that is the whole process. There's something there.
Yeah.
It was when he said you're going to need, yeah, exactly, vacuum a sec, and it sucked. He says you got to go between 5 and 15 minutes to let it dry, to let it tack between coats.
Yeah.
The first coat you put on fairly dry, and that's on purpose, because your first coat of base when you're painting or when you're doing this PeelClear, that is really to get the rest of the coat something to attach to. My favorite part about this product is that you don't have to, you prep the car, you're prepping it heavily, but you don't have to sand it down.
Yeah.
When you're painting a car, you are, right before you paint it, it's 600 grit, it's sand the whole thing down, it's go ahead and, wipe it down 400,000 times. This has a, clean it, nice foam soap with no waxes or sealants. Then I wiped it down with alcohol. There's a primer that you put on, and then as soon as that flashes, you're ready to go.
You're good to go. And that's a point we see a lot of the body shops adopting this system, not just for protection, but actually replacing some of their own techniques, just because the savings on not having to prep that hard. And like you're saving half a day at least of work.
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Plus, even if you have a designated tech just prepping for paint, you're saving a ton of money on that. Multiply that for 300 days a year or whatever. And also the cost of the paints, right? Because as you saw, those pearls, they're cheap.
Well, the whole kit, if you buy a kit, and if you look on the PeelClear website, a kit with like a gallon of base is something like just a little over $1,000 US. Okay, but it comes with the reducer, the top coat, the base coat, everything you need.
2 colors.
And I can tell you from experience, if you go to a paint store and you buy decent paint, right? PPG paint, glass coat, these different high-end paints, a 1 gallon of red paint, before you have reducer, before you have the activator, before you have anything else, that 1 gallon is $1,000.
Yep.
So it is cheaper to do that. Now I gotta not spoil that part. I'm gonna let that go.
All right, let's see what Mike says. I'm so interested in marine PeelClear for real.
Yeah,
got a boat that could use it in the shop now.
Mike, not approved yet for marine. We're just working on some glitches. It will be available. There's actually testing going on for a marine application. Technically, yes, you can, but keep in mind it's a waterborne product, so the edges have to be properly sealed. Otherwise, it just peels off with friction and water. So it is in the works. Also, an aviation version of it too.
Oh, interesting. All right, let's look at Rod's next clip.
I'm just about to put the top coat on this PeelClear. I've got my 4 coats on here. Last couple of coats real thick, so there's just a couple of little spots that are still flashing off. but it actually turned out really well. I'm very pleased with how it looked. It's got that nice flat finish. You can see some little wet spots up in here. One of the things I noticed it did is it did cover up some of the scratches. I'll see how that comes out with the top coat. I did not expect it to take out any defects. This was really a scratched up panel. There's some deep stuff that didn't come out, but there were some little scratches in here that it literally virtually removed them.
Yeah, that one's completely gone. That
Yeah,
was
there was
there
a big
before.
scratch across here, and so I'll be looking at that later on the videos from before. But this turned out really well. One thing that I didn't video it is that I did not clean one section very well, and I had to go back over it with some alcohol. That was on me. That was the guy behind the gun, but it took it very well, and this is coming out really great. So last step is the top coat. We'll cut another video of that, and then I'll come back after it's cured and we'll do some more.
Dude,
Yeah.
I was really
So,
amazed how
I'm not kidding you.
those
This is-
scratches were
This
gone.
is not something that I expected. It's not something that's advertised, but just like, if you put on a high quality PPF, how it will cover up some of the scratches. Well, this absolutely covered up scratches. Like I said, this has been sitting outside of my shop for like 4 years.
Yeah.
And I did not expect that. So when we put the 4 coats on, and you can see that was the flat. That's how it's supposed to look when you're done. It was they were virtually gone, some of those scratches. So you'll see here in a minute when I get done with it. And again, I'm going to sand it down because in the training video, we talk about denibbing, and when you're done, you're untaping it, which is just important to follow the procedures. But when you denib something, if there's a little dirt booger in there, and you basically can sand it out or nib it out, and then you have to polish it. So the top coat is like a traditional clear. It's polishable. This is where I think detailers can really, really hit their customers, just hit it out of the park. Because if you take that top coat and then you polish it, this is where you get your example, the hood you've got there, the little
I'll show
tape
you.
off piece.
So this is half matte, half gloss.
Yep.
And we actually coated, that section is coated. You probably see a slight line over there.
Yeah.
And then, and you see that coming off. Hopefully you can see it just peeling off.
Yep.
But you see that, yeah, it's really, really good. No orange peel. And I think that's the big breakthrough with this, is that other brands that have solvent-based products similar to this, they have a lot of orange peel, and it's how the product is made. It always dries with the orange peel, no matter what. It does. And this PeelClear, since day one, the self-leveling on the base coat, it's so good. That's why it hides your scratches, because it's going to self-level and actually fill all those scratches, so you don't see it.
Yeah, and I think the key there is that is the guns that you're using. This is the same with any painting technique. Bob Rossman's gonna clap his hands here, but you have to understand what materials you're painting with. You're using a waterborne base coat that is very thick. I mean, it comes out of there like, the only way to describe it, and this, if you took a big tub of Vaseline and you heat it up in the sun and you pour it out, that's what it's like. It's thick. So you've got to have the right tip. You got to have the right air pressure. I'm glad that this is my test out, right? And so it's not, I would not want that to go, what we did, I would not want that to go to a customer, because there's some places that I didn't like it. So anyway, let's see what Bob says here. So it looks like better filling qualities, less prep, probably more flexible than any traditional paint.
Yes.
Yes.
Definitely,
the removal is the key. There it is right there. Yeah.
Rob, so this is a piece we pulled from the SEMA car. We had a Porsche at SEMA. I brought this piece from SEMA in November. We've been doing this with multiple demos since SEMA, and we hammer it down. We basically cannot destroy this piece that we got. So that's how flexible. And that's actually, there was a couple of delays with the Canadian version, because we have such a low VOC compliance law that's so strict that we had to adjust for the Canadian market, because all the clear coats in the or top coats in the market harden, and they could not hard with the same flexibility of the base coat. So we had to change it, and that's as flexible as it gets.
Yep. So two of the things that I did is on the top of that panel, if you will, I ran a tape line, and then inside that gas filler, I ran a tape line, because when you're watching it, it's called a bridge, right? Anytime you have the painted material and something you don't want painted, when you spray it, there's a bridge. And if you've ever painted your house and you peeled the tape off of a wall and you brought some of the paint with you, that's what a bridge is. And you want to prevent that. This is where your PPF experience comes in. If you have that tape line, you have to score the PeelClear, but not go through to the original paint. And I did that with the tape. It came out great. There were two places where I purposely did not, and it does start to peel off. So, like I said, as advertised, everything about it so far was as advertised. So.
Yeah, so the big thing. Well, actually, let's go to Rod's thumbs up or thumbs down.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So let's go. There's another one of him scoring, but I didn't upload it.
We're going to run the whole video on YouTube later.
Let me put this right here.
Doing some untaping, and what I did is I left a couple of spots that I did not score. So I want to show you why you have to score anything that's bridged. So let's look up here. And I scored these parts over here, and you see how there's a nice, you might not be able to see it, it's kind of showing up a little bit, but there's a nice crisp line down here. And then up here, I did not score it. So we're gonna peel some of this off and see what happens on the upper part where I did not score it, just to show you what it does. And it's right up here, there it is. See how it's starting to actually peel? And then see up above it where I've scored it, it's coming off really nice. And it's not leaving a, it's designed to peel off when you're done with it, not when you're done taping it off. So again, this right here, that's the reason you have to score any areas. That you're talking about you're fixing that again. Everything else I've taped off, and I've taped off, I scored. This up here, you can see this nice, well, hopefully you'll be able to, right there, nice crisp line where I scored that. And I was able to, I left this line on purpose when we started. If you remember, I taped this all off, and I left this line so you can see a really crisp line of where I did not have the PeelClear. So there you go.
There you go.
There you go.
So I have a question about that area that was starting to peel up. Is there an easy way to tack that down, or is it you're screwed?
Well, yeah, you can just dab a little bit of base coat to kind of hold it together. Also, if it's a partial, so there's different ways to apply this. So if you can do the full outside but leave the door edges, right? Like PPF, or you can paint the entire thing with door edges. If you leave a door edge, you can tape it with black tape, just like you do with PPF or vinyl wraps, right? So you'll have your tape, and you can tape that edge just to secure it in place.
Yep.
So Alex, depends what level you painting at.
Yeah. So Alex, yes, as a painter, the advantage to this is I didn't have to sand that panel, which obviously causes a lot of contaminants. You can get all kinds of crap in your paint if you didn't clean it, and the time. So where I see this thing as absolutely the greatest thing since sliced bread is like the front bumper of something that's really curved or has a lot of lines that with PPF, you'd have massive cuts. And that's the first place it peels up, is where you get, like, let's say you've got a really big compound curve that goes in like on the front of a Porsche or a BMW or something. This is the way to go. I wouldn't even hesitate to do that, because of the fact, the properties of it, it's going to last in there, and you're not going to have the lines. Cleanup is like any waterborne or any base coat, clear coat. Go ahead.
Cost is a big one. Like we're talking about, we just did a Tacoma December. We finished a Tacoma. Just the cost of film for that color change was $3,000 for a roll of film. Like with
and
this,
as far
it's
as
a fraction, right?
how far the product goes. So that side of that 55 Chevy, I used a third of a quart of base and hardly touched the top coat. Hardly touched it at all because the top coat's a 2-to-1. So I put in, I think I measured a cup of clear of the top coat, and then I put in half a cup of the base, of the hardener, and then I put in a little reducer just because of the temperature. It's a medium reducer, and the painter Alex, you know what I'm talking about. It's a medium reducer, and I put a little bit in that, and I just did that. I spiced it with love. So I'm old school. I mix it up and then I watch it drip, and if it runs like water, I'm good to go. So that's what I do with the clear, the top coat. It was fabulous. I was able to take that 1.5 cups, basically, took that entire panel, and I did 2 coats of the top coat so that I can sand it and polish it.
Yeah, you compare that to like in Canada here with waterborne clear coats, the price is through the roof. It's unbelievable. It's getting ridiculous. As you know, we polish a lot here with the courses and whatnot. I literally took 2 of my hoods that need repainting to a paint booth, to a painter, a friend of mine, and he told, you know what, this is going to get so expensive. Why don't you grab 2 other hoods? Because now I got to charge like $1,000 to respray 2 hoods, just because the price of materials are so high right now.
Yeah.
All the waterborne solvent, all the waterborne clear coats are really, really expensive right now.
Yeah. So the other question that Alex didn't ask that most painters ask is the top coat, which we're always worried about with a clear coat or a top coat like that, is yellowing. Inferior clear coats have a yellow hue to them, and we hate it as painters. We hate it because you take a beautiful base coat and then you put the top coat on it, and it changes the color because it's yellow. It came out clear. It was absolutely, I sprayed it up on my plastic. I always do a test spray every time. Totally clear. Like anything, the waterborne, a lot of people are scared of waterborne. Again, your gun has to be able to handle the water so that it doesn't rust, but the cleanup is fairly easy. I literally, as I'm done, I was like, okay, I give this whole product a 9 out of 10 only because I had to clean my gun. But that's just so with the waterborne paint, you have to clean your gun, and you normally
buy $25 Harbor Freight one.
Don't
throw
do
it
that.
away.
Don't do that. The other thing is with base coat, because it has I'm going to use a bad term here, but because it has like a rubber-like properties, it does get inside of your gun and clump up if you don't clean it right away. I'm anal about my paint guns. I take them completely apart when I'm done painting every time. Everything. I take every valve, every O-ring, everything apart, and I clean it up really, really well because I am cheap and I want to have that gun last as long as possible. And if you're using really heavy solvent-based, I know I've known painters that use lacquer thinner on their paint guns, and I'm like, well, there goes all the O-rings. You're completely destroying that.
Yeah.
So take care of your equipment, clean it the right way. Don't go with in the training, the guy that's doing the training for PeelClear, he's using a gun. It's about $1,000 paint gun. Mine is not. Mine is somewhere in the middle of Harbor Freight and $1,000. Actually, it's about right in the middle of that. But I spend about $500 on a paint gun. I find that they perform just as well. But there's a reason people use high quality guns, and use something that can spray waterborne. What is the longevity as far as paint life? As it fades, can it be polished and rubbed out like traditional paint? Yes. So the top coat is just like a regular top coat, Bob. It is absolutely like a clear coat. It smells like clear coat, everything. It's just that it has those bendable properties. You can polish it. You can sand it. I sanded it. I went 12 hours and I started sanding it. Absolutely fine. I kept it in the booth. I kept airflow on it. As far as the longevity in the training,
20.
Go ahead.
20-year warranty.
20-year warranty.
20-year
Holy crap!
warranty. That
Yeah.
is where, this is where I don't even think your best clear coat
No.
gives you a 20-year warranty.
Yeah.
Boy,
Can be
you
coated
talk
as
about-
well if you want.
And you talk about an opportunity for, I would not say this is for your new detailer. This is a more seasoned detail shop that is looking to expand their offerings, right?
Yeah.
Like you offer PPF and tint. You have a shop where you can set up a mobile paint booth or a permanent paint. This is definitely next level service that you're offering.
Mhm.
And we're actually, Rod and I, we're actually going to bring my Suburban back where the PeelClear is
The clear
failing.
coat.
The clear coat is failing.
Yeah.
And we're going to, go through the entire process and we're going to apply it on that. And I'm like, just from what I've seen, I'm like, that's going to last longer than probably the life in the car.
Yeah, but the only thing we're waiting for there is I got to get a stencil that says Jody is king so that I can stencil that on the hood there.
Don't peel it.
Don't feel that.
Don't feel that part.
That is one of the cool things about this, is you can do some really fun, cool things. So you could do some stenciling, right? You could do some different stripe. I always use this as an example, but a BMW M Series has that blue and that red stripe on everything.
Stripe. Yeah.
You could do the front bumper of a BMW, and then right before you put on the top coat, you could do the little stripes on the bumper and then top coat over the thing, and it'll blend in perfectly. The base coat was unbelievably easy. I mean, it really was easy. The base coat was super forgiving. Top coat was just like regular clear coat. If you sprayed clear coat, it's exactly the same. It's identical. There's nothing different about it. I made it run just like I do every time I spray clear coat. But the base coat was really, really forgiving, and it was easy to spray on there. There were no runs. I was worried about making it run and everything, but here we go.
So Alex, so my shop specializes in wraps, PPF, and I'm a painter. How can I get information?
So,
you need to talk to
wherever
Paolo.
you're at, if you're in the U.S., Alex, Paolo's in Canada.
Yeah, can go to PeelClear.
Yeah, go to PeelClear.com and do that, or you can talk to
PeelClear.com.
Paolo. You can call me on the phone. I don't care. Yep. But it's a really good product. You need to be. Yeah, you need to go through the training, even though you're a painter. It's a little different. You're gonna want to do a test out.
I would highly recommend you look at this, Alex, because with you having the wrap, PPF, and the painter background, this is going to be a perfect fit.
Yeah, you're there in
your
Michigan,
business.
absolutely.
Yes.
And here's what I will tell you. And this is, I think I said this at the beginning, but when I do a test out on anything, on paint, traditional stuff, single stage, base coat, clear coat, lacquer, I don't care what it is. Yes, we used to spray lacquer. I like a larger test out. I don't like the little tiny test outs other than just for color matching, because it's really easy to do that. This gave me a really good idea. If I had never painted before, I would have had questions. I'd have been like, why is that area drier? Why is there a run over there? Yeah. Well, on a 55 Chevy, the back of it, where the tail light is, it's got really curved compound curves. And so as I was coming across there, I got a run underneath the tail light section. So as far as somebody like Alex that's painted before, yeah, I would get a hold of them. You can buy a small kit like I have and start going through it. You can do the training. My personal opinion on it is I would, at this point, if I had a shop, I would never wrap a front bumper again.
Again, that's our goal. That's honestly our goal.
Never.
Yeah, so I
just tape it off and just
spray foam. Prep work was this. It was I did a initial spray off, because it'd been sitting outside for 4 years. Foam soap that was no fillers or waxes or sealants. Wipe it down with alcohol. Wipe on the primer. It took me longer to put up the paint booth than it did to prep it. And that's where I think the big savings is. I could have wiped off the front of my Porsche's bumper and taped off the rest of the car and done the bumper in the same amount of time. And It really is. Even in my ghetto paint booth, there's no paint, there's no dust.
Well, you figure we put 4 coats on it, and
Yeah.
there's 15 minutes in between.
Yep.
That's an hour, and then you have the top coat.
Right. I had the top coat. I waited 20 minutes to put the top coat after the 4th coat. I went back probably. I'm one of these guys that I untape it the same day. I don't like waiting. I scored that stuff. It was easier to score that than PPF. It doesn't make the nice fun squeak, but you could definitely feel where I did it. And even I don't care about that panel, but I did not go through. I pulled it all off of there. It was already dry. I mean, it literally is already dry. And like I said, I keep that booth, I keep the air going in and out. And within 12 hours, I was wet sanding. So yeah, I'm going to polish it. I'll see what that looks like. And then Apollo asked me, he's like, did you peel it? And I'm like, I don't want to peel it off of there.
No, he wants to keep it on there.
So I'm going to do some other things. We'll do some other tests. We're going to do Jody's hood.
Do Jody's hood and then peel off of it, or do half and half color or whatever.
Yeah. We're going to do it on my head. We'll see how long it lasts up there. See what the UV protection is.
No, I think the big one is cost. Like for wrap shops, as you guys know, we do wraps. We sell PPF. So what I think is slowly the market's going to transition to this, right? It's not going to be overnight. Like, oh, you're killing the PPF. No, it's going to take a while. And if I'm doing a partial, most likely I'm still going to do PPF, right? I'm not going to set up all of this to do a partial, most likely.
Yeah.
But it makes sense. Cost-wise makes sense. If you're doing a full wrap, being clear or color change, especially color change. Like some of these bumpers are so complex. You have seams all over the place. We just did M5s and M2s. Those things, you got seams right in the face of the bumper because of those angles are so sharp that you have to have seams all over the place, right? Or you can spray. I think full wraps, no brainer. Full fronts, no brainer. And then take it from there. But yeah, please introduce it. The market's going to go this way. There's several brands coming up, and that's where the market's going to go. So might as well adjust and adapt right now.
I look at something like a new Corvette with all those super sharp lines and everything, and all the areas that you have. We were in Jacksonville, and the guy had a newer Corvette. I think we counted 7 or 8 seams on just the front bumper alone.
Yeah.
And there's not going to be a seam.
I would spray a Corvette.
So something I didn't actually tell, Jody knows about this. I didn't tell you this, and I didn't do it on a video yet because, like I said, I want to sand it down and polish it. But the gas door that I had taken off of there, I did not PeelClear that on purpose because it's still base coat, clear coat. I am going to polish both of them, put that gas door back on and see the difference so that I can physically see color change, clarity, and gloss. But I initially had it in the booth and I was like, oh yeah, it's duller. And I took that gas door in there on my own. I did not video and I held it up. There was no difference. I could not tell the difference between something that was base coat, clear coat and this. So I'll be interested to see once I get it out of that booth into some more natural lighting, and I put that gas filler back on. And this car was, that thing was, oh man, I think that paint job is probably at least 10 years old on that side of that car. Yeah. It's not a great thing. But to give you an idea of the reason, because somebody asked me why I would take a 55 Chevy and cut the side of it, the top half from the if you watch the whole video, there's holes for the chrome. Above that is normal. Below that, this is no joke, 94 mils of body filler.
Oh, fantastic.
It's all body filler.
It's just a big, thick old chunk of, I mean, somebody took a cake baster and just, so it looks really good, but the reason the guy took that off is he did take that off of there because it was a really bad, but it looks great on the wall. But yeah, 94 mils. It was insane. So, but I added 6 to it. So now it's probably more than that.
100.
A little more, yeah.
I got over 100. Woohoo!
Beat up. That's your record now.
That's
No,
right.
the other big thing we like to spray that is grills. If you look at the new Chevy truck
Oh
grills,
yeah.
there was one grill we had a request for a pre-cut. I think it was 48 pieces,
Oh
48 little sections to do a front grill. You know how long that's going to take? We actually don't do them because
Yeah.
yeah.
first of all,
That
there's no
doesn't make
surface to
sense.
stick to.
Yeah. There's
Yeah.
no way.
Yeah.
Overspray
That
it and that's it.
yeah.
Yeah, well, and it's like anything, it's going to get in there. I was joking when I joked with my wife because I got the colors, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to take this same blue that you've got there. I'm going to take this pearl and I'm going to spray the whole front of my Jeep. And she's like, don't do that. It'll look like crap. And I'm like, I'm definitely doing the front of my Jeep without the pearl because it's for you, like you're talking about, like a Jeep or something that has those 7 slots and they're curved.
Yeah.
And there's going to be an area where there's not. It's done.
It's going on,
if
baby.
If you do it with PPF, most likely you're going to peel paint. A lot of them peel the paint off. So this is the other thing. A lot of these high-end cars are leased, or they're going to be in the fleet, someone's fleet for a couple of years and then return. When you return them, either they wrap clear or wrap color, you have to pull that film off. And believe me, that's not a fun thing to do, especially with Porsches. Most time the paint comes with it. So you're taking less risk as well doing PeelClear and just peel it off in an hour than having a major job again to return it to the dealership. We had a Mercedes, Gary and Dee was selling it, and they wouldn't take it because it was wrapped matte from one of our PPF courses. So they had to sell it privately because the dealership didn't take the car.
Yeah. So so my assessment of it is I think it is a really extremely useful add-on to somebody that has that higher end shop. So I would say like our friend Alex here, somebody like Bob Rossman,
VIP Concepts,
Mike's
Matt
Marine, when they come
Cubido.
out with a Marine, or if you want to do somebody's car, somebody that's got a lot of experience doing that would definitely add it to your arsenal of services. It's, you got to have the right place to do it. This isn't for everybody, but man, I'll tell you what, it
definitely performs.
I think it'd be fun to go. I think it'd be
performs.
fun to have a training on it somewhere.
Yeah, maybe.
But it's in the works. It's in the works.
Yeah. So anyway, that's my assessment of it. I mean, and I went into it with, I'm not going to say with zero expectations because I was chomping at the bit to get some. I think that's why Paulo sent it to me. He's like, come on, get this guy in Idaho some product. This guy's going crazy. But it was super fun. I loved doing it, and I'm going to do some additional stuff with it just to see how it reacts to certain things. But yeah.
Yeah, it was
Anybody
awesome.
have questions, you can send them to us, Rod and Jody.
Yep. Or you can connect to Paolo.
Connect with us. Yep.
PeelClear website, PeelClear.com, and get involved in it. It's well worth it.
You got Mr. Russ just came in. I see.
Yeah,
He's
Mr. Russ.
he's
Good
Mr.
evening.
PeelClear UK and Europe.
Is he doing PeelClear in Europe?
Yes, that's our
That's
man in
awesome.
Europe.
So he's got IP invisible patterns and
And
PeelClear.
PeelClear.
Whoa, that guy's got quite the
We keep our friends close.
Yeah, that's good, man. That's awesome. So,
Yeah,
well,
between
There's Russ with his
any final things you want to share with us today?
no, just give it a try. Honestly, it's definitely worth it. It's going to be a game changer in the industry. Like I said, it's not going to happen overnight, but definitely it's going to happen. This cost-wise, efficiency-wise, it's going to push everybody. And it's going to start with the body shops. Most of the kits we sell is body shops because they're ready to go. But now we see more and more of the detail shops, like you said, high-end detail shops. They seeing what's coming, so they're jumping in. And if you don't have the space, just partner with a local body shop, right? Everybody knows or should know a body shop for any touch-ups or whatnot. Just partner with them. Get the client in, spray at their shop, and take care of that through your shop so you don't lose the client. Because you can still upsell ceramic coatings. You can still upsell a windshield film. You can still upsell window tint, right? So bring him in through PeelClear and partner with someone. If you don't have a booth, take it from there. That's kind of our vision.
That's
Yep.
awesome.
And then we are going to be putting the entire video series out there. I think I took 17 videos.
Yeah, I'll put them all together.
It's not going to be 17 hours. They're quick. They're, you know, what you guys have seen.
Some are 2 minutes. Some
so we'll
are
put
4.
those together to show you. And, you know, but it's yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. So
message.
I got a little
One
bit
last
of
comment
thought,
looks
so.
like.
So let's see. Last bird Russ, just waiting on product.
There
That's
you go.
right. That's awesome.
I'm going to get a shirt that says I got PeelClear before you. I was spraying PeelClear before
You did.
school, you know.
You definitely did.
I love it.
It's
cool.
fantastic. The training videos are great on there online. There's a series of those to go through. So yeah, it's
Well, thank you, Paolo, as always. You're always
Thank you for having us.
trying something new, trying to elevate your business, not only as, you know, for your customers, but also through your trainings and stuff.
Yeah.
Guys, if you don't know Paolo, you need to get connected with him. He's a phenomenal trainer, phenomenal businessman. He's always looking for that next thing. Talking about next things, we have another incredible product line next week. So this week we have PeelClear. Next week we are going to have Kim Mercer from Stark.
Yep.
It's going to join us and talk about boats.
one of the things that I've tried really hard not to do over the last 17 years of this company is prove that I work, and I broke.
He
that.
worked all weekend.
I finally proved that I worked. For all you people that don't think I
Appreciate it.
actually did work.
He worked for Paolo.
Yeah.
We threw the deadline at him and he had to go.
I think it was really Edith because he wants to return to get some of that amazing food.
I would go to Canada just to have Edith have another meal, and because
amazing.
she's a super nice person.
She is super nice.
So get to know these guys. So anyway, thank you very much. It was fun. I enjoyed doing it. I love getting, people send us products, and I love that. A lot of times they don't need to because, we're software guys, but I test out all the products. I actually go do it. This is about the most extensive test I've ever done.
It is the most
extensive test I've ever done.
Yes.
Other than I did almost promise somebody on a 35-foot motorhome I was going to ceramic coat it once, but they didn't want to send me.
No, but I did completely detail a fifth wheel, baby, and that was some work. I was really proud with how it turned out. So
thank you guys for tuning in. Go out and subscribe to the YouTube channel, at Facebook, all that good stuff. We'll be back next week with some other wonderful stuff.
Same bad channel, just next week.
Thank you, Paolo.
Thanks, brother. See ya.
Thanks. There you go.